Hi, Dustin Hawkinsmith from PennLive here with your Philadelphia Eagles Blitz. It's our weekly video series where we give you the latest in Eagles news and analysis. Starting right now with the preseason and training camp, we're going to look ahead at some key dates to know and some storylines to follow as the Eagles kick off training camp. Start with some dates, some key dates to circle in your calendar. It's worth noting before we get into that, every opportunity to see an open practice has been gobbled up within minutes of the Eagles making those public, so you're out of luck there. July 25th, the players are reporting. It's a Wednesday. July 26th, Thursday, is when training camp officially begins. August 5th is the first open practice. Saturday, August 11th, is the second open practice. As far as preseason schedule goes, 4 dates to know there. August 9th is the week 1 preseason date with the Steelers inner Pennsylvania showdown there to kick things off. August 16th, they go to New England. August 23rd, they go to Cleveland, and then August 30th, they take on the Jets at home to round out the preseason schedule. One other thing here, week 1 of the regular season starts Thursday, September 6th at home against the Atlanta Falcons. A really good showdown to kick off the league year. A lot of people are excited for that one. Storylines to follow, and I think there's one big one to look at before training camp begins. I'm going to kick it to our Eagles beat reporter Daniel Gallen to tell us the latest about.
Hey Philadelphia Eagles fans, this is PennLive sports reporter Daniel Gallen coming to you live from South Philadelphia. The Eagles are scheduled to open training camp Wednesday, and there are plenty of storylines to watch, namely the health of quarterback Carson Wentz. Wentz was a leading MVP candidate before he tore his ACL in a win over the Rams in December. Wentz has said that he wants to be ready for week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons, which will be here on opening night, a Thursday night primetime game, but Coach Doug Peterson said that he doesn't want to rush his franchise quarterback. If Nick Foles has to start in place of Wentz for week 1 or early in the season, it'll be interesting to see if Foles can keep his Super Bowl MVP caliber performance up. That's the biggest storyline to watch as the Eagles begin training camp next week.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Another big storyline is really a bigger picture here. You come off winning a Super Bowl, there's that complacency factor that every Super Bowl champion has to counter. And I think management did a good job of setting the tone early in the offseason. They weren't going to rest on their laurels. They went out and made some big changes. Guys like Torrey Smith, LeGarrette Blount have moved on. They brought in guys like Michael Bennett to take their place. I think what they did was get a little bit better personnel-wise, and I think there's some question marks to answer going into the season, but I think Howie Roseman did a really good job of maybe even improving that personnel looking ahead to 2018. The third storyline I want to point out is the NFC and the loaded nature of the conference. Looking at the NFC East for starters, Washington went out, they solved their Kirk Cousins dilemma, they got Alex Smith at quarterback. The New York Giants, I think they believe their championship window is still open with Eli Manning. They draft Saquon Barkley really high. They go out in free agency and sign a left tackle to hopefully solve their issues too. Looking down at the rest of the NFC, Kirk Cousins goes to Minnesota. Sheldon Richardson, defensive tackle, also goes to Minnesota. Has a lot of people thinking the Vikings can get over the hump this year. The LA Rams went out in a splurge in free agency. Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters. They get Brandon Cooks in a trade. They look a lot better, and they were very good last year. The Green Bay Packers, they add another versatile weapon in Jimmy Graham for Aaron Rodgers in that attack. They are always dangerous, have to be beaten. This conference is loaded. There's a lot of teams coming after the Eagles' crown this season. We'll see how they can do to fend them off. It all starts Thursday, July 26th with training camp, and we will be there every step of the way on Facebook, on Twitter, on PennLive, every platform you can think of with your Philadelphia Eagles Blitz.